So you think you're ready to buy a house in East Dallas, and you know you want one that's already been remodeled because either you don't know the first thing about home improvement, or if you do, you really don't have the time for a big project. You need a home that's turnkey or move-in ready. And you've heard nightmare stories about people buying remodeled homes that looked good, but it turns out that the remodel work was actually subpar. In this video, I'm going to share 9 tips to help you avoid buying a home that's just lipstick on a pig, so you feel more confident about going and looking at houses and talking to the inspector about their findings once you have the house under contract. Be sure to watch to the end because the last tip I provide is actually the one that's the most empowering for any home buyer. Tip number 1, ask your agent to look at the MLS history of the house. This will give you an idea of when the current owner purchased the home and how much they actually put into the remodel work. Looking at the previous listing in MLS also helps you to see what the condition of the home was like before it was remodeled. Tip number 2, carefully review the seller's disclosure before viewing the house or submitting your offer. Again, the seller's disclosure is usually posted in MLS and can be easily accessed by your agent. You want to look for things like whether or not the seller actually lived in the house. Has it ever had foundation work? If so, who did the work? And is there a transferable warranty associated with that work? Most importantly, if the seller purchased the home within the last 5 years, they should provide you with the inspection report from when they purchased it. Make sure you look at it. There's valuable information there. Tip number 3, run a search through the City of Dallas website to see the permit history on the home. Information on any permits pulled for work on any property are posted for public consumption. All you have to do is Google City of Dallas permit search and then click the link to search by property address. You'll not only see when the work was done, but who the vendor was that did the work and the estimated value of the work. Tip number 4, know that most work that is done on homes in Dallas isn't permitted. If you find a property where the electrical, plumbing, HVAC, roof, or any other work was permitted, then please know that you have found a unicorn and that you should probably consider looking at it. If the work was permitted and the permit was closed out, that means the work has been done to meet current code. Again, you have found a unicorn. Congratulations. Tip number 5, if what you can see with your eyes doesn't look good, then what you can't see with your eyes probably doesn't look good either. I'm talking about the stuff that's behind the walls or in the attic or the crawl space. Don't be afraid to walk away. Your agent can submit feedback to the seller that the work just doesn't pass the smell test. Tip number 6, once you have the house under contract, work with a good general inspector. When you book the appointment for the inspection, let the inspector know everything you know about the house. Share the seller's disclosure. Share the previous inspection reports and any information you have about permits with them. Please make sure you also share any concerns that you have about the property so that they can look at those items in greater detail. Tip number 7, plan on attending the inspection recap. This is crucial because it's your chance to ask the inspector any questions you might have about the property. It's also a time where you can physically see what the inspector is referring to in their written report. You really need to have a clear understanding of their findings so that you can be the most informed about your purchase. Tip number 8, don't just go off what the inspector says. If you feel like you need to have an electrician come out and examine the electrical system, please book that appointment. If there are issues with the plumbing, have a plumber come out. This is super helpful for a few reasons. First, the inspector is a general inspector. They are not usually experts on one or more systems of the house. Second, if there is additional work that needs to be done, the expert who is looking at the electrical or the plumbing can provide you with an estimate of what does need to be done, and you can present that information to the seller when you negotiate repairs or ask for a financial concession in lieu of repairs. Tip number 9, and this is the most important one, don't be afraid to walk away if you think the house has more issues than what you want to deal with or what you're capable of dealing with, or if something just seems off to you. What I'm saying here is to trust your gut. You're the one who's going to have to live in this home and pay for any future repairs, not your agent, not your friends, and not your family. Now that you know what to look for when purchasing a home that's already been remodeled, you may want to watch my next video, how to buy a new home and sell your existing home with a seamless transition. Thank you for watching today. Please contact me with your comments and questions. I will respond. And stay tuned for more videos meant to empower home buyers and sellers throughout the Dallas area.